YouTubers, we are in Bourke, New South Wales, 750 kilometres northwest of Sydney and Outback, Australia. Today we'll take a walk down Oxley Street, the main street of Bourke, check out the Port of Bourke, the Darling River, explore some historic buildings and finally visit the cemetery. Let's go. Just walking across Richard Street towards the courthouse. There's the police station and a lovely jacaranda tree at the top end of Oxley Street. Swing around now and go inside the courthouse. When the courthouse was built, Bourke was the biggest inland port in Australia. Hence, the court is a maritime court. Still in very good condition. Beautiful piece of architecture. Back out on Oxley Street, I decided to cross across to the sunny side of the street and having another quick look at the police station and a bit of the streetscaping that's been done in Oxley Street. Done about 20 years ago by the look of it. There's a lot of cars parked in the street, but not a lot of foot traffic. There's the first view of the post office and the National Bank. Forging down past the tobacco shop, there's a Mitre 10 hardware shop for a start. Seems to be quite a good store. Having a look across at the post office again. There's another one of the post office. It hasn't changed much. Burke Post Office, 2840. There's the original building in 1890. Fitzgerald's Post Office Hotel. It's now doctor's surgery. Got better electrical on this side of the street. Mallie's heading down past the pharmacy. It's in the Hales Chambers building. Done some nice streetscaping. Have a look at the Fitzgerald's Post Office Hotel, and next to that is the Aboriginal Art Gallery. Crossing the street, there's the Art Gallery, some lovely works in there. The Commonwealth Bank, walking down past the furniture store. And there's the newsagents right on the corner. If you look straight down the street, there's a big IGA there. Really good supermarket. There's another supermarket down the other end of town. That Victorian era building over there was the London Bank. Came across hard times pretty early in its life. Built in 1888 and it was a guest house for a while, but looks like it's closed up now. Looking back down Oxley Street, that two-storey building there is the Wonderland Theatre, built in 1927. That's about it for the street. Let's have a look around the Port of Bourke. There's the trusty iron horse there in the background. Done a nice job with the gardens down here. It's actually a replica Warf. It's not the original body. Just a reminder to hit the like button for us, please, and consider subscribing if you want to see some more videos like this. Now, just walking across to the wharf. I'm going to have a look over the edge at the Darling River. A fair bit of water's come down the last month. It's going down now. I've risked my neck coming down the bank to have a look at the carnage. A heap of trees and branches and that washed along with the last flood underneath the wharf. The water's really muddy. Just let's have a looking upstream. Some really big logs came down in the flood. Coming up is a picture of the steamer Warf, 1910. Some people having a pleasure ride in a boat and some others having a picnic under the tree. Very close to the wharf is the Lands Department building, or the rear of it, showing this air vent on the top of the roof. I'll have another look in a minute around the other side. And walking down past the wharf again, I have a interesting historical engine. 2-cylinder oil-fueled engine, a 1923 Crosley. This engine started off creating electricity in the Sydney powerhouse, then went to a butter factory in Coffs Harbour, and finally a farm at Narrow Mine, before coming to Bourke and being restored. Still in the port area, having a look at Darling Park. Looks like they might play a bit of music there sometimes. Oh, that is the Port of Bourke Hotel. Seems the only pub operating in Bourke. There's another one in North Bourke, and also a bowler club in Bourke. All the other pubs seem to be closed down. Now, having a look at the Lands Department building. It was built in the days before air conditioning, hence the big vent on top of the roof. Must have been to provide air circulation in the hot, arid climate. Further down the street, this is the former Telegraph Hotel, built in 1876, which is now the Riverside Motel. Nice bit of old building styles there. Some old shops, still in the same era. Built in 1874, St. Ignatius Catholic Church. It's the oldest documented building in Bourke. The Sisters of St. Joseph arrived in 1881 and started teaching in the school. About 10 years later, the school was handed over to the Sisters of Mercy, who built the convent in 1897 and continued teaching there and running the school for over 100 years. Back at the courthouse now. Take a little walk down Richard Street to the corner of next corner, which is Mitchell Street, where we'll find the Anglican Church of the Holy Innocents, which was built in 1939 and is on the site of the earlier St. Stephen's, which burnt down in 1895. One thing about Bourke, there's plenty of dogs around, and this one's looking after the Carrier Arms Hotel, which was the drinking hole of Henry Lawson. He also called it, at some stage, he called it the Shearer's Arms in one of his stories. But this is the actual building. The Shakespeare Hotel is where the second amalgamated Shearers Union branch was established in 1887. Now on the northeast corner of Central Park, basically the opposite end of where we started. This particular section is called Poets' Corner. It's a tribute to a few of the poets that lived and worked or told stories about Bourke. It's a beautiful park. A lot of facilities here for families. There's a kids' playground there. Behind that's a skate park. Tennis courts, there's a bowls club down at the other end. Some exercise stations here. Looking across to the local radio station, 2WEP. And next to that, we have the TAFE College, which I believe was the primary school, originally built in 1876. The Old Towns Drug Company building, like a few other buildings around Bourke, it's got a decking on the roof. If anybody knows the reason for those deckings, please leave a comment. Heading down towards Richard Street is the bakery, really good bakery, so make sure you don't miss that if you go to Bourke. Scylla was built in the 1890s by the first owner of the Central Australian Hotel, Mr. Gale. The police inspector's quarters was built in 1901. A fine old wooden house with its wide verandas is typical of houses built for the hot climate. The building is now used by Catholic care. The Western Herald building, built about 1870, was at one stage the Methodist Church. The exact date of the building hasn't been documented, but it's considered to be one of the oldest buildings around Bourke. Just having a look at the original Bourke Hospital now. It's used for some other purpose now. It's a nice old building and very lush green gardens, well kept, maintained gardens around the old building. Panning across now to have a look at the new hospital in the background. This is the main entrance to the new hospital. You can see it over there. Percy Hobson, born in 1942, was an Australian high jumper. He won the men's event in the 1962 British Empire and Commonwealth Games in Perth, making him the first Indigenous Australian to earn a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games. The mural was painted on the Bourke Water Tower by John Murray in 2021. The North Bourke Bridge is the oldest movable span bridge in New South Wales. Opened on the 4th of May 1883, it served for 114 years before being bypassed in 1997 when the Gateway Bridge was built. Located just a few minutes north of Bourke, it's a lovely place to take photos and enjoy some history. And 5 minutes west of Bourke is the weir on the Darling River. Finally, we will visit the Burke Cemetery, which offers us a fascinating glimpse of Australia's frontier history. Buried here is Fred Hollows. He died in 1993. He was a famous eye surgeon who did a lot of work with Indigenous peoples, especially the Australians. His brother's also buried here, his brother and his brother's wife, I think it is. Some old graves of Afghan Cameleers sit beside a corrugated iron mosque, the oldest place of Muslim worship in Australia. After more than 100 years of service to the people of Bourke, the Sisters of Mercy are also resting here. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and that'll help us make some more videos. See you next time. Until then, may God bless you.